Today I'm going to talk about my opinion on which is better, the new 3DS XL or the PSP Slim. This is both the final models so far of both of these consoles, and I personally like 3DS a lot better. Not because of the hardware, it's mostly because the games are cheap and I don't have to buy a memory card. I still have not bought a memory card for the PSP just because it's really expensive. Like a good sized one can go up to $60, and that's too much. That's out of my price range, and that's why I only have 3 games for this. These two, and I got a Dragon Ball game that I bought when it was on sale, but I can't download it because I don't got enough space, which irritates me really. Because I hated after I bought it, it didn't tell me if I could download it or not. Didn't like I didn't check. I should have checked, so it's my fault. But it irritates me that I can't buy more than 3 games for it yet. I'm planning on getting some more space, not space, a memory card soon. But I'm gonna have to wait till my birthday, and I'm not gonna be able to get a big one because I'm probably gonna get a $20 one. Cause I don't want to pay $60, which would be most of my birthday money. Cause I get $100, and that won't cut it. I gotta get 100 for a lot of other consoles. I gotta get one for my PS4 because I play a lot of VR games and I want to have a good amount of space to download them all. And I showed you my stack of games for the PS Vita. This is part of my stack for the 3DS. I got a lot of loose cards because I mostly do cheap. I try to do as cheap as I possibly can, and it's been working out so far. These are all my loose cards. I got a good bit of them on DS, but again, not a lot of them are 3DS games. And I love Nintendo for like usually on the first console like on the first console of every console, like on the DS Lite, the first version of the DS, it had this because it wants to get you something to play to start off, and then once you have a good collection of, well, they think you have a good collection of the games for the actual consoles, then they cut you off with the next version. But so far, the 3DS haven't done that. Yeah, I'm really happy that they've done that because it gives me a huge opportunity to play a lot of my favorite games. Because I have a lot of games that I like on the regular DS, mostly because regular DS is extremely cheap and they have really good games for it. And I got a lot of games built in when I built in. I got a lot of games saved on here. I love it, and I'm really glad I was able to get it. The PS only thing is it's brittle. I dropped this once. I had one before this. I used to have a red one or a maroon, and I had it once. I dropped it, not even a big drop, from my pocket to the ground, and it shattered the whole front plastic, the little clips on the front. I thought this had a little hinge on it for me to take it off, but like it's really ridiculous that the the plate shattered so easily. And when I thought, like at first, I didn't want to use my warranty on it just because it wasn't a huge thing. So I thought maybe I can just order me another faceplate or something. Nope, you can't do that. I called Nintendo. They didn't want to help me or anything. So like it really sucks that happened. But the PS Vita is pretty sad. Is pretty flimsy too. Not as flimsy. I've dropped this once through all the times I had it, and it only broke like a little bit, like a little scuff right there, but nothing that big. I mostly use this for a controller for my PS4 games because I like having the screen on here when I'm sitting on sitting in my bed or something, and it works good enough. I don't use it that much on that, but it works good enough for a controller. And I got this for $130, I want to say. And a controller is $60, and it's like getting 2 controllers. Like I'm trying to qualify my prices because it really irritates me that I bought this thing, but I can mainly ever play anything. Like I'm not trying to hate on it all the way for this. because it is a good piece of hardware. I think I spent my money wisely, but the games I got from it weren't that good. Little Big Planet, I got this. It was my friend's Little Big Planet game. I wasn't a fan of it. Minecraft, I don't play it that much on here. I can just play it on my Xbox. I don't have any apps, well, not apps. I don't have any games that I like the killer thing I have for it, because most of the things I can get on something else, or I just don't like. On the 3DS, I have a good bit of games. I have Pokemon somewhere. I got Pokemon Y, which I spent 30 hours on, like somewhere around 30 hours. And I won't admit that all my games I got for it are perfect. Not all of them are the greatest games I've ever played, and not all of them I play every day. But I like them. And I like if I go out and buy this, I bought a whole Skylander booster pack, the starter pack thing with the portal and everything, for $1 at Walmart. And I'm not saying that Skylander is the best thing. I can play it on my PS3, but I'm just saying how cheap it is and how accessible it is for me to, for my spending limits, you know. And like, I hate that. I guess you had to store your stuff somewhere, but I think PlayStation should have put some, like a little bit more storage on the inside. You should be able to at least buy 3 games, and then you start asking for more money to play more. Not like right out of the package. Like I just spent almost, like I just spent a good bit of money on it. I'm 15. I don't get money like that every day. So if I just bought that, like if I don't got anything to play on it, it's really, really saddening to me, because I could have bought some new games for my consoles I already had. I could have bought a used a used PSP and some games for that much. I could have bought a lot of other things, and it's kind of saddening that you got my money. Like if I decide to spend my money on you, and then I can't really, then you don't really help me out any. You just like, oh, you can't get no more games. I don't care. You know, I got you money for the first thing, and it's kind of saddening to me. But like I love it. I wish that I could use it more, because I love the dual analog. I love the buttons. The buttons are really clicky. The triggers are okay. I wish there was some back triggers though. I hate using the touchpad on the back. That's another thing. I get it that this is like their little gimmick. The 3DS has a gimmick. I use the 3D only on one game. I use it on Super Mario. Well, Super Mario 3D Land. But I guess this is their gimmick, their version of that. But I don't use it at all. And the games that do use it, I wish I didn't use it, because it's really gimmicky to me. And but I haven't got to play that many games on the PSP, so it's not a fair fight. It's not a fair victory. But I think the 3DS is is the champion so far in just those little categories. It's accessible. It's like it is a little bit more money than the PSP right now, mostly because there's not a lot of games that are produced to it for it no more, and I guess they're trying to get it out of stock because it wasn't a huge success. But if you marketed it right and actually like maybe knock down the price of some memory cards, I believe it had the potential to sell a lot of them. Cause it's basically a PS3. It's a PS3 that's this small and you can take anywhere. And they have a lot of ports of PS3 games that I wanted to get. I would love to get $20 games that are good that I can take anywhere, but I can't because I don't have the space. You'd get so much more of my money if you did have more space on the inside, because like if I go to the store and I see a cheap game and that's for the PS3, I only see games I want. I would spend money on. I would spend $60 on a game, but I don't want to spend $60 on a game and then have to delete all of my other games just to play it. So I'm sorry, PS Vita. I am a huge PlayStation fan. I have PS2, PS3, PS4, PSP, PS Vita, but this is the worst of them. It has good graphics. I feel bad for it because I believe it has potential to do a lot more than it has in the small time it's been out. It is better in specs and graphics than the 3DS, but it's not accessible. So like if I don't get that much money, so I'd rather spend a whole money on a 3DS and get a whole bunch of games for it than to spend it on this and just be able to play the games I already had. Well, thank you for listening to my rambling, and please comment, subscribe, and like it if you want me to do one. For instance, the PSP and DS Lite. That's an idea that I have pushing around. I don't have many ideas, but the ideas I have, I think some person out there will like just one person watches my videos. I'm happy. Well, thank you. Please comment and all the stuff I said before. Comment, like, and subscribe. And see you next time.